The collector market operates in mysterious ways. While everyone watches the obvious classics rise in value, a handful of affordable options quietly gain traction beneath the surface. These are not the headline makers or the auction house stars. These are 12 affordable firearms becoming unexpected favorites in 2026. Starting with number 12, we have Hi-Point C9, early production. The Hi-Point C9 occupies a controversial position in American firearms culture. Dismissed by some for its polymer construction and budget-conscious pricing, the early production models from the 1990s have developed an unexpected following. These pistols were manufactured in Mansfield, Ohio, and represent one of the most affordable handguns produced in the United States. The C9, chambered in 9mm parabellum, features a blowback operation and a zinc alloy slide over a polymer frame. Early examples carried a retail price below $150 when new. What drives current interest is reliability. The C9 has earned a reputation for functioning under adverse conditions with minimal maintenance. The design incorporates a last-round bolt hold-open feature and a magazine disconnect safety. Early production runs featured different grip texturing and finish qualities compared to later models. Some collectors seek early variants due to differences in markings, finishes, and early production characteristics compared to later runs. The pistol weighs approximately 29 ounces unloaded and measures 6.75 inches in overall length. At number 11, we have Mosin-Nagant M38 Carbine. The Mosin-Nagant M38 Carbine entered Soviet service in 1939 as a shortened variant of the standard 9130 rifle, with a barrel length of 20 inches compared to the 28.7 inches of the full-length rifle. The M38 was designed for cavalry, artillery crews, and support personnel who required a more compact weapon. The rifle chambers the 7.62 by 54mm R cartridge and uses a 5-round internal magazine loaded via stripper clips. Total production numbers for the M38 were significantly lower than the ubiquitous 9130, making it substantially less common in the surplus market. Production took place primarily at Izhevsk Arsenal, with some examples also produced at Tula Arsenal. The M38 lacks a bayonet or bayonet lug, distinguishing it immediately from other Mosin variants. The absence of this feature contributes to better balance and handling characteristics. Original examples in unmodified condition with matching serial numbers are becoming difficult to locate. The M38 weighs approximately 8.0 pounds unloaded, making it noticeably lighter than the standard rifle. For decades, these carbines sold for under $100 at gun shows across America. That era has definitively ended. Clean examples with clear markings and good bores now command prices several times higher. At number 10, we have CZ82, CZ83. Czech Firearms Engineering produced the CZ82 in 1982 as a replacement for the CZ50 and CZ70 pistols used by Czech security forces and police. The pistol chambers the 9 by 18mm Makarov cartridge and features a double-action trigger mechanism with an ambidextrous magazine release positioned at the rear of the trigger guard. Magazine capacity is 12 rounds, giving it an advantage over comparable designs from the Soviet Union. The pistol incorporates a firing pin block safety. Overall length measures 6.8 inches with a barrel length of 3.8 inches. The CZ83 represents the commercial variant chambered in .380 ACP 9 by 18mm Makarov or 32 ACP. Both models feature all-steel construction with excellent fit and finish. The ergonomics are notably superior to most other Eastern Bloc service pistols of the period. Police trade-in examples flooded the American market during the early 2000s at prices below $200. Those days are gone. The combination of accuracy, reliability, and build quality has been recognized by shooters and collectors alike. Surplus examples in very good condition now sell for double or triple their previous low points. At number 9, we have Norinco Type 56 AKM, pre-ban or early imports. China began production of the Type 56 rifle in 1956 as a licensed copy of the Soviet AK-47. Early versions featured milled receivers, but later production switched to stamped receivers similar to the AKM pattern. These rifles chamber the 7.62 by 39 mm cartridge and feed from 30-round detachable box magazines. The Type 56 is identifiable by its hooded front sight and lack of a muzzle device on most variants. Chinese manufacturing included several distinctive features, such as the spike bayonet that folds under the barrel. Large-scale importation of Chinese military-style firearms into the United States was sharply curtailed beginning in the mid-1990s due to trade restrictions and executive actions. Pre-ban Type 56 rifles that entered the country before this date are legal to own and transfer. Early imports came through various channels and were often sold at extremely low prices compared to other semi-automatic rifles. Examples in original configuration with matching numbers are becoming scarce. Many were modified or sporterized over the years, reducing the pool of collector-grade specimens. The Type 56 typically weighs approximately 7.7 to 8.0 pounds unloaded and measures roughly 34 to 35 inches in overall length with the stock extended. At number 8, we have Steyr M95 Straight-Pull Carbine. Austria-Hungary adopted the Steyr M95 rifle system in 1895, and it served as the primary infantry arm through World War I. The straight-pull bolt action represents a distinctive operating system, where the bolt handle moves straight back and forward rather than requiring the upward rotation typical of turn-bolt designs. The carbine variant measures approximately 39.5 inches in overall length with an 18-inch barrel. Original chambering was 8 by 50 mm R Mannlicher, though many were later converted to 8 by 56 mm R after World War I. The rifle feeds from an en-bloc clip holding 5 rounds that loads from the top of the action. When the last round is fired, the empty clip falls out through the bottom of the magazine. This system allows for rapid reloading compared to other designs of the period. Steyr M95 carbines were produced in large numbers and saw service primarily during World War I and in limited later use. Surplus examples remained plentiful and inexpensive for decades. That surplus is dwindling. Functional examples with good bores are no longer the $100 bargains they once were. The odd operating system and historical significance have attracted increased attention from collectors. At number 7, we have Ruger P89/P90, early U.S. production. Ruger introduced the P89 in 1991 as an improved version of the earlier P85 design. The pistol chambers 9 mm Luger and features a double-action trigger with a frame-mounted ambidextrous safety, decocker. Construction consists of a lightweight aluminum alloy frame with a steel slide. The barrel length measures 4.5 inches, and magazine capacity is 15 rounds with standard magazines. The P90 represents the 45 ACP variant introduced in the early 1990s, holding 7 rounds in a single-stack magazine. Both models gained a reputation for exceptional durability and reliability, despite being overshadowed by polymer-framed competitors from Glock and other manufacturers. The P-Series pistols are overbuilt by modern standards, with thick slide walls and robust internal components. Early production examples featured better fit and finish compared to later cost-reduced versions. Law enforcement agencies issued these pistols widely during the 1990s, and surplus examples entered the civilian market at bargain prices. The P89 weighs approximately 32 ounces unloaded, while the P90 weighs about 33.5 ounces. Recent years have seen renewed appreciation for the solid construction and American manufacturing heritage these pistols represent. At number 6, we have Smith & Wesson Model 10, Police Trade-In. The Smith & Wesson Model 10 traces its lineage to the military and police revolver introduced in 1899. This .38 special revolver became the standard sidearm for countless police departments and military organizations throughout the 20th century. The Model 10 designation was applied in 1957 when Smith & Wesson began using model numbers rather than descriptive names. The revolver features a 6-round cylinder, double-action trigger, and typically a 4-inch barrel, though other barrel lengths were produced. Production continued for over a century with minimal design changes, a testament to the fundamental soundness of the platform. Total production numbers exceed 6 million revolvers, making it one of the most manufactured handguns in history. Police trade-in examples flooded the market during the 1980s and 1990s as departments transitioned to semi-automatic pistols. These revolvers sold for under $200 in many cases. The supply of clean, unmodified examples with good timing and minimal holster wear has diminished significantly. The Model 10 weighs approximately 30.5 ounces with a 4-inch barrel and measures 9.25 inches in overall length. Collectors often seek early post-war examples with features such as pinned barrels, though recessed chambers were not typical on .38 Special Model 10 revolvers. At number 5, we have Beretta 84 Cheetah, Italian police trade-ins. Beretta developed the Model 84 as part of the Cheetah series of compact pistols chambered in .380 ACP. The design first appeared in the mid-1970s and features a double-action trigger mechanism, ambidextrous safety, and all-steel construction. Magazine capacity is 13 rounds, giving it significant firepower for a .380 ACP pistol. Barrel length measures 3.8 inches, with an overall length of 6.8 inches. The pistol weighs approximately 24 to 25 ounces unloaded, depending on variant. Italian police and security forces issued the Model 84 widely, and surplus examples began entering the American market in significant numbers during the 2010s. These trade-in pistols often showed holster wear, but retained excellent mechanical condition. Initial pricing ranged from $250 to $350, depending on condition. The combination of Beretta quality, all-steel construction, and practical ergonomics has driven increased demand. The .380 ACP chambering offers manageable recoil, while the high magazine capacity provides confidence for defensive applications. Clean examples with minimal finish wear now command substantially higher prices than just 5 years ago. At number 4, we have Czech Vz 52 pistol, 7.62 by 25 Tokarev. Czechoslovakia introduced the Vz 52 pistol in 1952 as a replacement for various older sidearms. The pistol chambers the 7.62 by 25 mm Tokarev cartridge, a high-velocity round originally developed for Soviet use. The Vz 52 features a roller-locked breech system, making it mechanically distinct from most other service pistols of its era. This locking system was later adapted for the CZ-52's successor designs. The magazine holds 8 rounds, and the pistol features a single-action trigger. Overall length measures 8.25 inches with a barrel length of 4.7 inches. Weight is approximately 30 ounces unloaded. The pistol incorporates several unusual features, including a loaded chamber indicator and a firing pin block safety. Production ended in 1954 after approximately 2 years of service production, making it relatively scarce compared to other Cold War service pistols. The roller-locked design requires proper ammunition pressure to function reliably, and many were damaged by improper use of overpressure ammunition. Surplus examples were imported into the United States during the 1990s and early 2000s at very low prices. Functional specimens in good mechanical condition are now more difficult to find. The historical significance and unusual operating system have attracted collector interest. At number 3, we have Yugoslavian M59 SKS, non-launcher variant. Yugoslavia manufactured the M59 SKS rifle as their version of the Soviet Simonov design. The standard M59 lacks the grenade launcher assembly and sight that characterizes the more common M59/66 variant. This gives the rifle cleaner lines and a simpler configuration. The M59 chambers the 7.62 by 39 mm cartridge and features a 10-round fixed magazine loaded via stripper clips. The rifle incorporates a gas-operated tilting bolt action. Yugoslav SKS rifles do not feature chrome-lined barrels. Overall length is 40.2 inches with a barrel length of 20 inches. The M59 weighs approximately 8.5 pounds unloaded. Production quality was generally excellent, with good fit and finish. Yugoslav manufacturing standards were high, and these rifles were built to last. The non-launcher variant is less common than the M59/66 in the American market because fewer were imported. Many examples were sporterized over the years, removing original stocks and modifying the configuration. Unmodified M59 rifles in original condition with matching numbers are becoming increasingly difficult to locate. The cleaner profile appeals to collectors who prefer the original SKS concept without later additions. At number 2 we have Beretta Model 8132 ACP. Beretta produced the Model 81 as part of their compact pistol series chambered in .32 ACP. The design mirrors the Model 84, but in a smaller caliber with a 12-round magazine capacity. The pistol features double-action operation, ambidextrous safety, and all-steel construction. Barrel length measures 3.8 inches with an overall length of 6.8 inches. The pistol weighs approximately 22.5 ounces unloaded. The .32 ACP chambering produces minimal recoil, making the Model 81 pleasant to shoot with excellent accuracy potential. Italian police forces issued these pistols alongside the .380 ACP Model 84 surplus examples entered the American market at similar times and prices. The smaller caliber initially limited demand compared to the .380 version. Recent years have seen increased recognition of the Model 81's qualities. Shooters appreciate the soft recoil and accuracy, while collectors value the solid construction and Beretta heritage. Clean surplus examples are no longer common, and prices have risen accordingly. Finally, at number 1, we have Swiss K11 Straight Pull Rifle. Switzerland adopted the K11 rifle in 1911 as an improved version of earlier Schmidt-Rubin designs. The rifle chambers the 7.5 by 55 mm Swiss cartridge and features a straight pull bolt action similar to the M95 but with significant refinements. The K11 feeds from a detachable 6-round magazine that inserts vertically into the rifle. Barrel length measures 23.3 inches with an overall length of 43.3 inches. The rifle weighs approximately 8.6 to 8.8 pounds unloaded. Swiss manufacturing standards are legendary, and the K11 exemplifies this reputation. The action is smooth, the barrel is precision-made, and the overall fit and finish exceed most military rifles of the period. The K11 served as the standard Swiss infantry rifle until gradually replaced by the K31 starting in 1933. The K31 has dominated collector interest for decades, overshadowing its predecessor. This has kept 11 prices relatively modest despite its excellent qualities. The rifle is actually longer than the 31 and features a pistol grip stock rather than the straight grip of the later model. Original examples retain clear acceptance marks and arsenal stamps. Swiss military rifles were maintained to exacting standards throughout their service life, and most examples show careful storage and maintenance. The combination of Swiss quality, historical significance, and the sophisticated straight pull action is finally attracting attention. Clean examples with matching numbers and good bores represent exceptional value compared to the more famous K31. The 7.5 by 55 mm Swiss cartridge remains available and offers excellent ballistic performance. As collectors finish acquiring K31 rifles, attention naturally shifts to earlier Swiss designs. The firearms market rewards patience and knowledge. These 12 examples represent opportunities for collectors willing to look beyond the obvious choices and recognize quality that others have overlooked.